Welcome to another episode of Snobcast. It is a new week, new confinement rules, and a new guest.
Everything's going great.
Everything's going great.
Yeah, it's so good.
Chef Tom is here.
Hello. I'm riding the wave.
Literally. The second one.
Right? That was a shitty joke to start this podcast off with.
Hype Man Steve is here.
I'll just say yeah instead of saying a shitty joke.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Way to leave me
I'm testing material,
just
guys.
hanging dry.
Yeah.
Hanging dry.
But, I mean, you guys don't really matter because we got a very special guest
Oh, my God.
today. A Montrealer, but not living in LA. But he's back in Montreal.
Schrader! At least I didn't go to Toronto.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that would have been probably a bigger deal.
Please welcome Andrew Searles.
Live studio audience coming
Yes.
soon.
What's up, man?
No, surviving, man. Still hanging in quarantine. Always finding ways to keep busy,
Yes.
and I see the. It's always good to come back to Quebec, and even in light of the pandemic, the Quebec government's just like, you know what we need? More language police. That's what we
Yes.
need. Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's on top
like-
of things.
things haven't changed. Things haven't changed since I left.
Did you just hear about that thing that they announced today? Is that why you're saying that? Because of what they announced that they're putting a new language
Language minister, yeah.
not ministers, but like
Doesn't really matter.
what are those people that go around like language
the
police?
Fuckers, yeah.
They hired more of them. That's what
Yeah.
we needed.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, we need the...
So this when you cough, you can cough in French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that French?
Hey, en français, eh?
Or
Sorry.
oh,
But yeah, so Andrew is actually in quarantine in his parents' house, and because he's came back from LA, and he's coming. He's in town to do the Laval Laughs Festival.
oh yes,
Yeah,
with Frank's
with Franco Tadeo.
Tadeo.
Have you known Franco for a long time?
I've known Franco probably since I started comedy, so about 18 years now.
18 years, dude. You look like you're 25.
Mazel tov,
Yeah,
man.
so-
Yeah, guy, black don't crack.
Dude, that's
Oh
crazy.
shit!
That's actually like not bullshit. Like
Yeah, no, seriously.
like Morgan Freeman's like 99. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna go soon, and it's gonna be so sad. But he looks incredible.
He looks incredible.
He looks
Yeah, man.
incredible.
He looks great for 50.
But so you mean you got you had to travel from LA like how okay, so what's it like over there right now during the pandemic, and now you came to Montreal, and you're like, I know you haven't seen much because you've been home, but like you've got the gauge more or less. Is it a shit show in California?
It's I mean, for the most part, I live in Hollywood, so for the most part, like Hollywood.
Excuse me, sorry.
Oh, it's not. Trust me, it's not that. It's really not that great. Like Hollywood, Hollywood makes Verdun go like, damn, you guys are living well here. Like it's really not that great. Hollywood is not. But so I live there, and it's a pretty busy town. It's a tourist area.
Yeah.
And at the height of it, like I would say from April till about early June, April to May, full on April, May, it was dead, like quiet.
Yeah.
You're used to hearing cars, you're used to hearing police helicopters, and then it was just silence for a while. And then, of course, then the protests started happening, and then the anti-mask protests were happening. So it's kind of starting to pick up again, but at the same time, I'm like, nope, staying inside, avoiding
Okay, so you're one of those. You're like this. You're staying inside. Like you're like. Were comedy clubs open at all? What?
No.
Why are you laughing?
I was just gonna say, LA's picking up again when riots start happening.
But were comedy clubs open at all? Like the Comedy Store and stuff, or?
Now they're still closed.
Okay.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah,
Institution,
all the clubs are all as far as I know, all the comedy clubs are still closed. They're starting to do some like outdoor, like drive-in.
Yeah.
But yeah, the clubs are still closed. A lot of the bars, if they were open, they were just doing like outside seating.
I feel like that's the beauty of it, though, of California. Like, you guys have that great weather, so you can do shows outside all year round.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna do a show out here when it's like snowing.
or minus 40 for them.
Yeah, which is like in Fahrenheit is like minus 300.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
You know what's interesting?
It's like a stupid.
You know
amount.
what?
Minus 30 is still minus 30
Yeah.
in both.
Well, minus 40. Minus 40 is where they intersect.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
minus 40.
look at
yeah.
that.
Look at that.
That's
That's
fucking-
Steve.
How does that
Oh,
happen?
that's
though?
Concordia.
Oh.
Oh, you guys too are Concordia.
Oh, yeah,
guys.
we're Concordians.
Concordia
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, that's
I'm
nice.
a no one.
You're yeah.
Well, you've been to our classes.
I've been to Concordia. But I'm not a
Yeah.
student.
You just went to Reggie.
Yeah.
That semester, you went to more classes as not a
Than
student than I went to as a student.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
We interrupted you though. What were you gonna
What's
say?
your degree then?
Yeah. But that's interesting. So like you came here and you got. Were you scared to fly?
Not really. I mean, I kind of took all the precautions of like buying
Everything.
the wipes, buying hand sanitizer, and like as soon as you get to the airport, masks are on everybody. You
Okay.
fly anywhere, masks are on, and
Mhm.
if you think you get on a plane and be like, I'm not going to wear a mask, they will
They'll kill you.
quickly, they'll make sure you're off the plane quickly.
Yeah.
I would start getting
So-
anxious.
So you have to wear the mask the entire flight, except for like when you're
Entire
eating,
flight.
or
Exactly. Unless you're eating, or
Right.
even if you go to the bathroom because you're in such a
For sure.
confined. But yeah,
So-
if you don't take off the mask, if you take off the mask, they'll remind you, and then they're like, we're not going to remind you again.
right, and like so
They throw you off.
But the whole like aura of the airport, like in flying, is it just weird? Like
It's a bit, it is weird when you look around and you're like, everybody's in a mask.
Yeah.
And even like I went LAX to Vancouver. I had a 4-hour layover in Vancouver.
okay,
And we landed Saturday morning and the terminal was dead.
Mm.
Like there was nobody there.
yeah,
That's where it gets freaky, where a place that's supposed to be hustling and bustling and
Yeah.
full of people, and it's just there's nobody there. That's where it kind of gets a little bit weird. But
that's
You know,
nuts. That's
you
not
find your spot, you sit down, and you're like, all right, I'm not touching anything.
no, no, exactly.
That's weird to me. Like you get to an airport, the way that you know that you're in an airport is that hustle and bustle and the thousands of people just like
Yeah,
going everywhere. It must have been so weird to like deplane. You get off and there's nobody there, like at all.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and like even at one point, I'm walking through the terminal, and I'm like, are the lights even on? Like that's how. Like it's like it feels like, oh yeah, we have a plane landing today. Forget about that. We should put the lights.
Was it like that when you landed in Montreal?
Montreal? No, Montreal's a little bit more busy because I landed at 9:00 on a Saturday night.
Okay.
So
it was a little bit more busy, but
It probably still took you like 2 hours to get your bags.
close. Surprisingly enough, I got the bags and was out of there pretty quickly. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
That's good. I mean,
I
don't
feel
even know.
I feel like traveling
it's
right
like,
now
it's
is like
yeah, foreign.
it's you got big dick energy if you're traveling right now.
Yeah.
No joke. Like it takes balls to travel just
Yeah.
because like I don't even, especially now that everything's starting to, we're slowly getting towards another lockdown.
Hopefully not.
I
but
mean, let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like you said,
it's scary.
big dick
It's fucking scary.
and I'm black.
and he's black, big dick energy. So
it is.
So I
That was the perfect face. It's still
Yeah.
not even with the video. Oh fuck.
So I remember, we have a mutual friend, Sarah Summers.
Yes, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I know it sounds like a porn star.
Oh, I
name,
was
but
just
it's
gonna
not.
say that. Thank you for saying it. It sounds like such a. I thought I watched that last night.
That's actually not her real name. But,
Okay.
but
Bro, my family.
What are you doing, stepbrother? You know, like.
but I remember seeing you around. Like maybe you had a one-man show called C'est moi c'est chocolat. And it's true. I remember this shit.
It's such a good.
How
They don't know. You guys never knew. Oh my gosh, I should have brought you guys down.
Oh fuck!
It was the first one was C'est moi c'est chocolat, and then the second one was C'est moi c'est papa chocolat,
Oh yeah.
and then the third was Final chocolat.
Oh yeah. So imagine you've done like 3 one-man shows.
Yeah.
And your 18-year career, And like, so why the move to LA?
This is the so I moved because I felt I had finished Concordia in 2011, and I knew Canada has a problem in terms of, like, in the States, where if you go out, if you want to be an actor, a singer, you want to do anything in entertainment, the sky's the limit. But in Canada, you feel there's a cap. There's a glass ceiling, and you feel like you could only get so far, and either you accept this is how far you're going to go, or you go somewhere else. And for me, I felt I was ready to be like, okay, I'm done university. I could do comedy and acting full time. I'm ready. Let's do this. And it felt like before I was ready to. It's kind of like I always say the example of a horse track, basically, where the gates open, all the horses jump out, and the fastest one there gets first. Second fastest gets second. But I felt like as soon as the gates opened, nobody moved, and then somebody just went around being like, "You're first, you're second, you're third, and you're fourth." And I'm like, well, I want to show that I could do it. It's like, no, you're fourth, and that's the way it's going to be. And that's how I felt, where I was ready to go, and I felt like I already hit that glass ceiling. And I'm like, well, either you stay here, you get comfortable, or you go somewhere else and you see how far you can really go.
Was it also a factor of the language, like, or do you do bilingual comedy as well?
No, I'm Anglophone West Island, so you know my French isn't that great already.
Well, you said "c'est moi, c'est chocolat." I'm like, all right, well,
It's a good start.
Honestly, some of the best acts that I've seen in French have been Anglo comics because it's like hilarious.
There's this like scene now of like Anglo comics literally translating their English material to French, and they'll just go on stage and be like, "Hello, bonjour," and you're like, yeah, it's hilarious, but like, fuck, like, how many times can you do that?
Bonjour, mon nom est David.
Yeah.
Like the literal, like, not even trying to
like change it. But anyways, so I mean, so you did that whole like move, and then so you were you able to? Did you just stick in LA, or were you able to travel like throughout like the States to do like gigs, or?
I stuck most part in LA because the main reason why I chose LA instead of Toronto or New York or anywhere else was because the acting scene in LA is all the casting decisions are done out of there. All the major, like, anything to do with TV or movies, everything's just done in LA. So that's why I chose to hit it. I mostly stay in LA for that reason. But in terms of shows, I've been able to go out on the road to do shows in, like, I've done shows in Vegas, I've done little bars in Arizona and Nevada and like rural parts of California. And so it's just kind of like slowly kind of doing that sector, hopefully able to expand and do more and more shows. But yeah, I've done shows in parts of California that I didn't even know were California's a blue state. Yeah. But there's parts of California that they're very red.
Oh yeah.
and one wrong joke puts you on the bad side of the audience. I remember I did a Trump joke, and I didn't know that the town was red. And the first night they pulled back, and then they're like, oh, "Okay, we get it. It's a joke." And the second night they pulled back, and they were not coming forward. Like, they were just like, "Trump is our Lord and Savior, and how dare you say this?" And I was like, "Oh, you guys really did not like that joke."
It's also like, you're going to a comedy show, like, fucking loosen up.
Yeah, but the red states are just fucking weird.
Yeah, but loosen up.
Yeah,
you're going. He's good comedic material. You know, you're gonna hear, if you go to a comedy show somewhere, you're gonna hear. It's like now you're gonna hear a COVID joke.
Yeah,
and you're definitely gonna hear a Trump joke. Yeah. Somewhere.
How do you deal with a crowd like that? That, like you said, the first night was all right, but the second night you were like do you just fuck it? You walk off stage, like, do you?
Well, I was doing 20 minutes that night, and it was the longest 20.
That happened in what, minute 2, minute 3? That joke came out.
Yeah, and that joke was like, it was like the second or third joke.
Oh.
Yeah. So the next 17 minutes were just fucking
long, man. It was like it's like basically doing a plank, basically like a 1 minute plank. That's how long it felt.
Oh,
I recently started doing planks daily, and I never realized how long 30 seconds was, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah. It felt like that.
I'm just looking at the stopwatch, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
You know what? It's one of those things where you just kind of. I went back to the hotel room and I rewrote the joke where I kind of, instead of crossing that line, I just kind of like come off and I skim it and I just kind of pull back again. So by the time you think you're going to be offended, it's like we've already moved on.
It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like you can't get mad anymore because I never said what you thought I was.
Yeah.
But that's pretty crazy how like political, even in comedy, that's coming. Have you noticed that in like a lot of venues around the States, or is this kind of more isolated incidents?
I mean, in my case, it was an isolated incident, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did that joke in other places where, like you do a Trump joke in a red town, like regardless of in the states you are, they're not going to take too kindly to it. Mm-hmm. But it depends, because I mean, there are some towns that what I've heard are they're red, but they're also progressive. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, we're Republican, but we could take a joke because we're very open-minded.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's Republican, but we're like, okay, we got fun.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, he would be great to get to do like 5 minutes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my god! Just to listen to it, like have him read an audiobook. you know what I mean? Like that would be great. You should start. There should be audiobooks
Daddy will catch you.
Run!
And Dumbledore said, "Snape, what are you doing?"
It's like him and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh,
they would be two great audiobook.
I would listen
readers.
to a Jean-Claude Van Damme audiobook.
Of course.
And Snape said, "You are in so much trouble."
Oh my god, you make me so horny.
Harry, I am watching you.
I'm so sorry.
Then he does quotes for no reason.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. We usually go off on tangents.
Yeah, it happens.
But you're coming back to Montreal. I mean, you're back in Montreal, but you're coming back to do a show. When was the last time you played a show here?
I was there for Christmas. So like Christmas, I think the last show I did was like New Year's or the day after New Year's.
Okay, so you come back pretty often. I thought this was like your homecoming of like 5 years or something.
Oh no! I'm back. I like to come back every 6 to 8 months, just to kind of.
If you can, obviously.
Yeah, if I can. Yeah. And like sometimes it's for work, and other times it's just I need a mental break from the States.
Got you. So
and I have family here too.
Is there as much construction in LA as there is in Montreal? Like,
you know what? I'll say this. I've been back for 9 days now, so I haven't been on the road yet. But I don't remember what it feels like to hit a pothole.
You don't?
Oh my god!
You're not missing much.
That's how nice and good their roads are. Like I know when I get back to driving here, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it feels like.
Just remember to clench your butt cheeks when you hit that pothole.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You need to have a good
support system.
Good support system. You need to have a proctologist on speed dial.
Yeah.
In Montreal, just in case, because that's what'll get you. That it's not the car problems. It's the fact that your asshole is gonna fall out. That's what it is. From all the bumps.
And sometimes you just have to let your hubcaps just return to the wild.
Exactly. Yeah. You just let them go. Set them free and they'll come back.
Goodbye.
Remind me to never go driving again. Like, we're just gonna be like, yo, is that? Did you just shit yourself? It's like, yeah, my asshole.
Yeah, my asshole.
It just gave out.
End of 13.
Yeah. Who I'm curious to know, like, but you grew up in Montreal, right? Like, you're a Montrealer.
Oh yeah, Montreal through
and your roots are what?
I grew up in the West Island, but cultural roots are Barbados and Jamaica, so from the Caribbean.
Oh,
nice.
Wow!
Very
great cuisine.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a chef, literally, so that's why he's
great cuisine. That's wow.
I'm a food eater, so I'll also jump on that.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for eating food.
So it must be good to come back home. Like your mom is like making you like amazing dishes and homemade meals and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, and the beauty is because I'm in I'm quarantining with them, so like I'm in my room, just like, and if I go out, I put a mask on. I don't have it on me now, but
Yeah.
I put a mask on. But I can't go out and get my food, so my mom has to bring a tray.
She'll like knock.
Oh my god, it's like room service.
Yeah. And you know the worst part is, like, I think 2 days ago she brought the tray and she goes, "You see this?" And then just leave. Like, oh, I'm so in trouble. I gotta buy her flowers. I gotta buy her.
That's amazing.
Like, remember.
If I had to do that here, I'd probably lose like 30 pounds. Nobody would feed me.
No one would feed you.
Nobody would feed me. Here's water and bread.
I mean, we did go apple picking yesterday, and you ate like 30 apples.
I'm telling you, I got my fucking money's worth over there with those apples. I was hanging from the trees by my mouth.
30 apples, bro. You're gonna be shredded by
Yeah.
Oh my god, today was the easiest day I've ever spent in the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm glad for you.
Gastrointestinal health is no lie, man. You need to be on top of that shit. You're hitting 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was super
Both of you are
uncalled.
hitting 30.
What's
That's
that?
super uncalled for.
Wait, what?
You said easiest day in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easiest,
Now,
like...
now I'll never go driving with you because that happens.
How do you leave skid marks if you never break?
Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry for him. But so I mean, you grew up Montreal or West Island, but I mean, you wanted to pursue. Were you first interested in acting, or did you want to become a comic?
I've been wanting to be an actor since I was a kid, and comedy was something I just fell backwards into. Like, I did it on a dare.
That's usually what happens. I interview a lot of comics during like the festival and stuff, and they're always like, "Yeah, it was a dare," and now they're just stuck in it. You know,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was in high school and I was in drama class. I was in the improv team and the school play, and I did an impression of Bill Cosby.
Oh,
Pre-
no, wait, but I'm still gonna ask you to do it though. I'm still gonna ask you to do it after.
This is 20 years before the allegation. So
Yeah.
When it was still wholesome.
I think that's the cutoff. I think you're good.
So I did an impression of him, and then the more impressions people dared me to do, it was like, "Oh, could you do Eddie Murphy? Could you do Schwarzenegger? Could you do Elmo?" So I just did all these impressions, and I put it together in a skit. And a guy who's in my class, a guy named Marius, we were both doing, we were both in class. And then he would go up to the teacher because we were in grade 11, we were graduating. He's like, hold on, everybody. Andrew could do some impressions, and then I have to get up to the class.
He put you on the spot
all the time. So we did that in high school. Finished high school, then we went to this place called Cartier in the West Island, which is like it's where you went after high school, but you failed the class, so you couldn't go back to high school. It was adult ed, you know. So we were taking a math class in the summer, and it was Mary Sue on the last day. Yo, everybody, hold on! I just got some impressions, and I would do it there. And then I was starting Abbott in the fall, and he said, "Hey, man, they do comedy there. Like, why don't you go up and stage and do your impressions?" And I'm like, "All right, I guess, you know." And also, I wanted to like see if I could do comedy. And the first couple jokes were kind of like very Bobo-ish, you know, like very like, okay, it's obviously your first time.
Mm-hmm.
But the second I started doing the impressions, it was just like applause break. And so, and then I left. That was the show. Then I went to class, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, you're the comedian today. You're really funny." Got on the bus to go home. "Hey, you're the comedian. You're pretty funny." I went and saw a movie that night at Cinema Guzzo in the West. The guy in front of me, like, he's just sitting there, looks around and goes, "Hey, you're the comedian today, right?" I was like, "Yeah." I go, "Oh yeah, you're pretty funny."
Oh, that feels so good.
Yeah, and then since then I was like, "Oh, like you said, right? It felt good." So I'm like, "Hey, you know, let's see how far I can kind of push this." And 18 years later.
So do you still do impressions, or you've put that shit behind you?
I put it behind me because it became too easy.
Yeah, because anyone can do it. Like, not anybody, but most people can do impressions, and it's just that's the easy way out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I didn't want to be in a position where I think I was at the Comedy Works that one night.
Yeah.
And I was trying to work on jokes, and I was like, I don't know if this joke's gonna work. I don't know if that joke's gonna work. I don't want to bomb. I'll just do impressions, you know. And I was like, it became too easy. So I was like, you know,
your crutch.
Yeah,
it's like a crutch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, growing up, like, was there someone that you really looked up to as far as a stand-up comic, even though you wanted to become an actor? Was there, like, what was do you remember the first time you ever watched stand-up?
Yeah, I used to watch Just for Laughs on CBC.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
typical,
OG.
yeah, I think Tuesday night at like 9 o'clock was
Yeah.
like the gala, the televised galas.
Yeah.
So I watched like a lot of those, and I watched like Russell Peters in like '95 before anybody
Yeah.
knew who he was, like a Chappelle
Yeah.
before anybody knew who he was. So I remember Chappelle and Russell Peters like mid '90s, both of them in the like just the peak, like just before they hit their main stride. Where those are the guys where like we would stop and be like, oh hey, let's go watch Chappelle's on. I'd call my dad and we'd run downstairs and watch him. So yeah.
That's all. And then Russell Peters is obviously Canadian, so I mean, you guys, it gets kind of like, there was that.
Even better, yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're like, oh, he's Canadian. He's from Toronto. I have family in Toronto.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And the thing about Russell too is that we see him often at the festival. Like, he doesn't care how famous he is. He's just like, yeah, I remember you, or like he'll like say hi to you, or like, So it's kind of cool.
He'll say hi even if he doesn't know you.
Yeah, I brought Steve once to a party, and he said hi to Steve, and he had no idea who Steve was.
But it worked for me.
But Steve felt great. He's like,
yeah.
oh shit.
I was hot shit for a little bit there.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
so
He's like, I'm so excited, my asshole just fell out.
What is there a pothole in here?
Well, was there any like comedy films that you like internalized growing up? Like,
I think the comedy films we had. I mean, like, let's see, try to remember, because the typical CBC Sunday night movies,
Okay.
like on Pop, like I think Cool Runnings was
yeah,
one.
like John Candy, anything with John Candy.
Yeah. So Cool Runnings was one, and then we had at home. It's funny because I was talking about with a friend of mine the other day where I didn't have any Disney movies at home.
Okay.
Like I watched adult movies. Like I watched like Beverly Hills Cop when I was like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I grew up watching that, and then my dad also had like The Gods Must Be Crazy, which was like another
yes,
Yeah.
It's great.
such a unique. I love that movie.
Yeah,
Like I watched a lot of like adult Problem Child 2 was another one. So
I
those
love how
are
it's 2. I love how it's Problem Child 2.
What's
What?
who's that?
I love how it's
with?
Problem Child 2.
Who's that with?
The first one is still on Betamax. That's why.
Yeah,
Oh wow, who's that with? Problem Child 2. I've never.
Problem Child, was that John Ritter?
Yeah, John Ritter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
John Ritter, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. For real.
But that's interesting because like I didn't expect you to say like I expected you like I guess like growing up as like a black kid like
Yeah. Oh shit! I'm sorry.
like but I guess it's different growing up like black in Montreal than it is like to grow up black in like the States.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So I was expecting like you just say like like oh I was into like the Eddie Murphys or like the like whoever else you would look, but Chappelle and Russell Peters are like pretty hard hitters, and Chappelle is just
Chappelle,
the greatest.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
the king.
Yeah.
3 Emmys last night. So.
yeah 3 Emmys, that's nuts, and he told the critics to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. He's like the
Literally.
He's like the Beyonce of comedy.
Oh Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I just,
Nah. Come
What?
on. Come
The
on.
Beyonce
who's
of
bigger than that?
comedy.
Okay, Jay-Z.
Come on.
All right.
Okay, I'll see myself out of my own house.
What do you we're just gonna forget that he's here. What are you excited to be doing this festival with Franco and everyone else on the bill? Do you know any of the other comics on the bill?
Oh yeah, I've worked with a lot of them many times over the years, either while I was gone or while I was still
Okay.
in Montreal. I worked with Franco hundreds of times easily, just doing shows. Like I think we've done a few shows at LDV. We've done a few shows there.
Yeah.
East End, Laval, downtown, on the road as well. So yeah, all the guys I've worked with many times.
That's
And
amazing.
it feels good to come back. For me, it's like any chance to come back
You'll
to
do it.
Montreal
Yeah.
is a good reason to come back, and to do this a show in Montreal is a good reason to come back. B, it's a comedy festival, so even better.
Yeah.
And C, in light of COVID and the coronavirus and this and that, it's like I think it'll be my first time or one of the first times I'll be performing back in like 7 months. Like I haven't been
Oh,
on
shit.
stage like a long time.
Are
So
you
for me,
are you nervous?
So yeah, are you nervous?
I have a couple shows before the gala.
Okay.
So to kind of shake off the rust of like, how does this joke work again? Oh yeah. So
What's a
I'm
punchline?
nervous now, but by the time I've done the shows Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'll be ready for the Saturday gala.
Do you always like? Do you have certain material that's that you know will definitely hit, and then do you recycle that material, or are you here like doing this festival with brand new shit?
There's a couple stuff that I'm working on the third hour now.
Okay.
Or third hour, second album.
Okay.
So there's some stuff that Montreal has seen, but they haven't seen too much because when I was here on Christmas, I didn't do that many shows. Mm-hmm. There's some stuff that a lot of people haven't seen, which I'm kind of excited to bring to the forefront. And even in light of what's been happening the past couple of months,
yeah.
I'm even more excited to kind of bring it about to be like, hey, it's like yeah, when you get a new PlayStation, you're showing off to your friends. You're like, hey, look at all these jokes that I have now. Now I'm gonna show.
That's amazing. And I'm assuming what do you get at the festival? Like 20 minutes, 15 minutes?
I think I'm closing it out, so I think I'll be doing 20 to 25.
Look at you, big boss. Big boss. That's great. Yeah, Tom, you want to say something? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I wanted to say something.
I know, you look like you want to say something.
No, I was trying to clear my throat without making noise.
Those apples, man.
It's really, okay. So I think those apples might have fucked me up. Either that or it might have been like some nighttime allergies because I thought I had COVID today.
Oh,
because the entire day I'm like, why is my throat so like dry?
You know what it was the dust you ate off the ones off the trees.
It was probably either that, could have been post-nasal drip, could have been a lot of things. But let me tell you, this Jameson is just working wonders on the throat.
Yeah. As Mark Freeman would say, who's my brother-in-law, he would definitely say you should drink Jameson.
Yes. Whiskey is delicious. It's 3 words to live by.
Whiskey is delicious.
That would be the weirdest info commercial of you selling Jameson.
I think I have COVID. Jameson.
Whiskey fixes the tickle in your throat.
Like, bro, I got shot 9 times, but a glass of Jameson?
And as he drinks it, it just leaks out of the holes. It burns!
I've got a question for you, like when you're on stage, like do you remember the worst time you've ever bombed?
Yeah. There's been a few times I remember.
Feels like hitting a pothole.
And the first time I remember, the first time I bombed was like I was doing a lot of shows at Abbott. So I think after the first show where I got dared to do it, I did another show. That was my second time. It went off pretty well. And then I did the third time, which was like my first show was in October 2002. And I think I did a show at the end of October 2002 or early November. And I remember I was like, I did 2 shows and I was like, oh, comedy? I got this. I gotta get it. And then I did like 1 show. I was opening for a guy named Rick Bronson, who's a Montreal act, but now he lives out west. And I bombed hard. And I was like, oh, comedy is not.
So, like, was that because you were so, like, in your own head, you were so positive that you were going to kill, that you went on that stage with that energy and you were just, like, everything was fucked after that?
Yeah. It's big dick energy gone wrong.
That happened to me once at my own show I was hosting, and I was so confident, and I walked on stage and I had a bit too much to drink.
I remember that show.
As soon as I put my foot on the stage, I was like, holy shit, I'm too drunk. And second, I forgot everything I had to say.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I was just like, I kept looking at my phone, and I was like, ha ha ha, what's the deal with fuck? And I just was like, I'm gonna bring on your first act. Everyone who's here to see me, don't ever come again. Don't ever do this again.
You know what? It's one of those times where it's like it happens once, and then you learn.
Yeah, 100%.
You learn right away, and then you're like, okay, because I'm like, yeah, I was in that situation too, where I had a drink or two before a show, and then you're like, I don't remember what my material is, you know?
Yeah.
But experience has taught you, oh, I know how to handle this, where I can either pull it off without nobody knowing, or if they do know, I know how to spin that in a way where I still end up looking good.
And it's so weird how like people, even like, let's say you forget a joke or your joke doesn't hit, as soon as you make fun of yourself, people just automatically laugh.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
You know what it is? It's because people are assholes and they're fucking thinking it. That's what it is. I make a bald joke, everybody goes nuts.
Yeah,
when
you're bald.
Yeah, when you're bald or balding.
Yeah.
If you got a full head of hair, it's gonna fall flat for sure. But that's, you know, like the second it's self-deprecating, people love that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because you know what? Audiences love self-deprecation because when you're on stage, there's a type of like invincible persona when you're on stage. Mm-hmm. And the second you show weakness, people go, oh, we could still relate to him.
Yeah.
People like relating to a comic in a way. So the second, if you show that you're weak in a funny way, the audience will go, oh, okay, he's just like one of us. Oh, that's fine.
Well, comedy is a very vulnerable thing. Like you're on 100%. Stage. You're on stage. Some of the jokes are like, you know, obviously taken from personal experience. So it's like you know, you never know how it's like. What happens? Imagine if you're the type of comic that you go out, you do your bits, you go out, you do a set, and it's like the 12th time in a row that you go on stage and you just like flat out bomb. It's 12 times, 13 times in a row.
Yeah, like, there's some comics here in Montreal that haven't gotten that light yet. Like we're like, dude, I don't know what you're still doing. Why you're still doing comedy?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like I have seen a lot of those comics like that, and in LA, if you think it's bad in Montreal, LA,
yeah,
10 times.
It must be so hard to watch. Like
it's hard to watch, but
being a comic.
It's hard to watch, but it's even harder when they get off stage and they act like they did well. And I'm like,
no, dude, that's like the worst.
It's like,
and then you're like, good job, man.
No, I had like I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
like somebody once was like, I booked for a show, they bombed, and they came off stage like, wow, that was amazing. I was like, what?
Watching the same show?
Like,
and you know what? In LA, like Montreal's not bad, but in LA, it's the fact that like they do it, and not only do they act like they did well, but they have the ego that of a superstar, where it's just like, and I'm like, dude, like that was terrible. It's like you're like, for example, Tom Cruise or Schwarzenegger. If they're cocky actors or they're cocky people, that's fine, but their cockiness is justified because it's like, hey, you've been around for 30 years, you have X amount of movies, it's justified. But there's some comics, it's like they're cocky and they have no reason for it. I'm like, what are you doing? But they walk around with this, again, big dick energy of just like, what are you like? What? I don't know. It's annoying. It's fun.
Yeah. Seems to be the theme.
Yeah, big dick energy. I feel like we'll just go with that then for the name of the podcast.
Usually we find the episode title within the episode, so I think it's Big Dick Energy.
Yeah, Big Dick Energy. It was
Big Dick Energy with Andrew Searles.
Yeah, I was gonna go with either that or asshole potholes.
There's the face again.
What? You know, I have a question because I've
here I'll make you look at him a little bit.
I'll turn. Oh my god! Oh no, the wire. We touched the wire. Don't fucking move the laptop. Jesus Don't move the laptop. We touched the fucking wire. Dude, can't touch the blue one. I wanted to know, like, out of all the time that you've been performing in clubs and all that, you don't have to name the club, but what's like? Has it ever happened that you've been to like a club, like a fight broke out, or like it was like a dangerous place, like you felt like oh shit, you know? Like you were rethinking, like, okay, I'll probably not come back here.
No, I mean, there's been there's never really been a club that made me worrisome. I mean, I've been at one club. I've been at one club where a fight did break out on stage, where this guy, I know the comic, he was on stage. And an audience member was just heckling, and I think of course, the comic on stage just kind of like shuts him down, with an insult, and then the guy gets up on stage and just like throws a punch, and then I think he missed the comic, and then a little mini fight broke out on stage, and then the cops.
Wow.
Yeah, and then of course, like the owner hears about it, so all of a sudden I get a phone call the next day being like, "What happened? Who started it?" And I'm like, "It wasn't the comic. It was this guy on stage, just drunk, just being rowdy, whatever." And of course, we all got sanctioned for it, but in the end, that happened like, oh my gosh, like 05, 06. It was a while ago, but that's the only time like a fight. And it's weird because I'll go on the road, and there's one club I go to, and I'll get there, and the audience they're always fantastic, but I'll always hear a story of like, oh, dude, last week there was a fight on stage, and this happened, and that happened. Oh,
you always just missed it.
I always.
Dude, you wouldn't believe it. Like a freaking Cadillac flew through
There was a
and the
pothole.
Transformers Optimus Prime.
there was a pothole.
There was a pothole.
MC came on stage. He tripped over a pothole. He shot his pants.
There's apples, bro. Apples everywhere. Man.
Apples everywhere.
Apples everywhere.
There was this bald guy who was just picking them and eating them. Wasn't putting them in the bag.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Never nothing. There was never a situation where there was like, oh, I'm never coming back here again. It's always a good time.
Montreal. Like, how many comedy clubs do we have here? Like,
None.
we don't have any at all.
Well, we have one English one.
Yeah.
The Comedy
We
Nest.
had
The
three
Comedy
at one-
Nest, that's
yeah.
it.
There's two.
Yeah,
We had
those
two
Comedy Works, yeah.
And then we had three because Yucks came in.
Yes.
And then Yucks came in, and then they were kicked out pretty much right away.
Steve
Then
and
they-
I went to Yucks one night in the basement of the Rialto Theater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That bad.
Yeah, they've tried many times to set foot in Montreal, and they can never get it. Yucks trying to get into Montreal was like Hitler's army trying to invade Russia, where it's like trying, and then Russia's like, not winter.
We should try opening up our own comedy club.
We
man.
should.
Who knows?
We'll get Andrew there.
Imagine.
Yeah.
That would be
We'll
cool.
get Andrew
That
there.
would be cool.
Yeah, man, I'll be there.
Yeah, he'll be there. Steve, what's up? Steve has something on his mind.
Yeah, I had a question actually.
Go for it, Steve.
So Andrew, you're a Montreal guy through and through, like you said.
Yeah.
Going to LA, did you find it hard to kind of break into the scene? Did you have people there that you knew who kind of helped you along the way? How
Good
was that
question.
really to set foot in another city?
You just want to know how he busted LA's hymen.
Yes, actually.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Please,
That's worse than the apples, man.
please.
When I moved to LA, I literally knew 4 people, maybe 5 max.
Holy
Okay.
And like none of us were like, one worked in wardrobe, a good friend of mine named Tin. 2 of them were one was a fellow comic and actor, Guido Cocomello, who
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Guido.
out like 5 months before I did, and then another guy named Rishi Arya, who's another Montrealer, but he's another comedian actor in LA. Well, like none of us were like in a position of just like, oh, you're coming to LA? Let me make some phone calls to get you on. Like none of us didn't have that.
Everyone else was like pretty new as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rishi was there about 3 years before I was, and Guido was there 5 months before I was. So, yeah, there was no make a phone call and get a hookup. Like it was literally get to LA and you hit the ground running. Like because
Okay.
there was no person to call on for. Hey, I'm in LA. Who should I talk to for
Yeah.
Yeah.
agents? Oh yeah. Let me make a phone call. Oh yeah, you want to get to this club? Let me make. It was like, all right, I'm here. All right, let's start the groundwork of showing up at clubs and cold calls and cold emails.
And how hard was that? Because that must be like pretty, especially at a place like LA. That has to be pretty big task.
Dude, it was fucking hard. It's hard, and it still is to this day because LA is a town in terms of comedy. You get ahead based on oh my gosh, what's that called? my gosh, I can't remember the name. Grandfather something. You got grandfathered in, basically.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, it's a town of like, if you're good or you're shit, but you know someone in the club that can get you in, then you're in.
Yeah.
As opposed to other towns where that I've traveled to, where it's like, hey, I'm a comic. Okay, cool, you're a comic. Go on stage. Oh, you're funny. We'll book you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
LA is like, doesn't matter if you're funny. How many Twitter followers do you have? How many Instagram followers do you have?
It's for sure.
Yeah, it's all. LA is very. Can you sell tickets based on your followers, or are you a name actor, or are you a name comedian that could sell tickets?
Which is kind of the deal also in New York. Like it's kind of the same thing. Like you have to sell your own tickets to your own fucking. I have like a 5-minute spot. Yeah, okay, I have to go and like get people to come to the show or whatever. Like
exactly.
What kind of town would you say Montreal is then?
Montreal, I would say Montreal is like any other town where it's like, are you funny? Yes or no? Like
okay, so more like merit based, quote unquote, not to
build it and they will come.
Yeah.
It's a very like prove your talent where it's like, yeah, if you're coming in from out of town, it's like, yeah, I'll make a phone call and I'll get you on stage. But then it's like, once you're on stage, are you funny? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Whereas for LA, they're like, you get on stage, like, are you funny? Yes or no? Doesn't matter. He sold 20 tickets. That's fine. We'll rebook him again.
How hard, like, for example, like, to play the Comedy Store, like, how hard is it to, like, get, like, even in there?
I'm still kind of working my way in, but
and that's nuts. You've been in LA for how long?
Like 4 years.
Fuck, that's like insane.
And it's they have a potluck every Monday where like literally 100 comics, 110 comics will show up vying for 15 spots.
Wow.
Shit.
You'd think it would be easier now with all the sexual harassment allegations that have been going around. That list would have gotten significantly shorter.
Yeah.
but because it's stuff like that where even I did this other showcase at another club, and I did the showcase where it's like, you put your name and how long you've been doing comedy for and blah blah blah, where you from, and even though at the time I was doing it 15 years, but everyone else on the paper was like, I've been doing this 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, and I'm like 15 years. And like, I go and I do the showcase and I'm just like, hey, where's the booker? Oh, the booker's not here. It's like, well, why am I here then? It's like, but even still, it's like, you think someone would go, oh, you've been doing this for this? Okay, let's talk. Well, what have you done? Where have you been? There it's kind of like, talent is second. Can you sell tickets is first? And that's hard to break it.
That's nuts.
Capitalism, baby.
I knew this one comic where when I saw her, it was like her second or third show she's ever done. And the fourth show she was doing was on at the Improv with like Dane Cook and oh my gosh, what's his name? I can see his name. I can see Michael Rapport, and then a bunch of other comics. But because she was a name on TV and she had X amount of followers, this girl surpassed me in 4 shows what it took me 15 years to do. And now she's a regular at these clubs because it's like she has a name and she's got followers, and to them that's just like, yeah, you're funny and you've been doing this for 15 years. But she sells tickets, so bye.
That sucks. And I mean, like, so the person you're referring to, if you needed to talk to her, would she talk to you, or is it kind of like a fuck you?
I honestly haven't seen her since. It's been a while.
Okay, all right.
Like, LA's a big town, but it's a small town, but it's also a pretty big town where there's a lot of comics in LA.
Yeah.
But all depends. I mean, like, LA's a very like who you know, and more importantly, who knows you.
Right.
And all it takes is right place, right time, and then you're in at this club, or you're in on that TV show, or you're in on that movie. But it's all it's a waiting game of, again, right place, right time, and once you get in, then it's like, okay, now prove how good you are. But
and I'm assuming regularly in normal times you were like every night you were out doing a set or multiple sets. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, like, I try to do 1 show a night, maybe 2, but even then, like the weird thing with LA is that LA's mentality on comedy and Montreal mentality on comedy is two different mentalities in the aspect of in Montreal, if you put on a show at 7:30 and 7 o'clock, people kind of start to slowly trickle in. 7:25, 7:30. Oh, there's an audience. Start the show. Or okay, 7:30. There's not that many people here. We'll wait till 7:40. Okay, a few people here. Start the show. If nobody's here, okay, cancel it. We'll do another show another night. LA is like, hey, there's no one here. Let's start the show. And I'm like, what? Like what? Who are we performing for?
Am I
like,
talking to the chair?
Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, but there's nobody here. Like we perform for each other, and I'm like, no,
Jesus Christ.
we're not. This isn't. But that's where a lot of egos come from, where it's just like I performed for 10 people last night. It's like, yeah, but none of them were comics.
Yeah,
like, but,
yeah.
and like, and the comics aren't really the most supportive crowd because
It's
either
very
A,
weird.
we're
They
stuck
all
in
want
our,
you to fail, so like this they could take your spot.
yeah. They want you to fail, or B, like we're stuck in our own notes because we're going on next. Or the one thing I had to learn with LA comedy was if you're on stage and you tell a joke and then somebody goes, that's like an applause break if it was an audience.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, oh, I got a chuckle. Okay, that means it's a really good joke. But yeah. It's tough.
Wow,
it's
that's
very
nuts.
doggy dog. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Oh, yeah.
How often do you see like a comedy tour of like I feel like the most stand up one is Blue Collar Comedy Tour. Like all those guys just Jeff Foxworthy got them together.
Yeah.
And toured with them like nonstop for years.
Yeah.
And they all became big off. Well, I mean, obviously off him too because like he's the headliner, but they all got their careers going with that, and it's like a rare thing. I feel like. I'm no comic. I'm never in the back or I don't know what goes on, but I could feel like at the same time, it's like you want to be the one to do well and everybody else is like, oh fuck. Like, unless you know the person personally, like I would probably be like, okay, fucking trip over that joke. Come on.
Yeah.
You said the wrong word. There goes your fucking punchline, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, it does. I wouldn't say it doesn't exist, but I would say it very much exists.
Comics are very weird. Comics are very weird.
And now, and the thing is that like now, especially in the States, I was listening a couple of weeks ago to Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was saying that like how he wants to open up a comedy club in Texas. Mm-hmm. He wants to make like he's like, why does LA have to be like the Mecca or New York have to be like the Mecca for comedy? Why can't we have like places elsewhere that like a lot of people go to and like move there specifically for that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like look at LA, how like you're saying, how many people are waiting in line to get into the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Like if there was another club, obviously that club has like the prestige of like time behind it. You know what I mean? It's been there forever. Yeah. But like imagine if a similar club like that opened up somewhere else, and like some people like migrate from LA to like Texas to stay there and to do it there. It kind of opens up opportunity for everybody.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah. And especially in light of COVID, where a lot of comics, and not just comics, but a lot of people are moving out of LA or out of California in general because they're like, oh, if like a lot of acting auditions are now remote, they're all online now. So if you could work remotely, it's like I don't have to be here. Then I don't have to be here, and I'll live somewhere else, and I'll just phone in all my auditions and work. And comedy in LA, like it doesn't really pay. So it's like if you're there working the clubs, it's like you're there. From what I understand is that a lot of the headliners that live in LA, they work the clubs during the week to test out material, and then Thursday or Friday they're flying out to a club somewhere in the country to
do a show.
The headline,
yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, look, you're coming to Laval. So, I mean...
Yeah, bro, I made it.
Yeah, bro. Like, a festival in Laval. So, tell us a bit about that show. It's October 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Ethnically correct show.
Yeah, it's the ethnically correct show. So, basically, it's everyone on the show is either a visible minority or from a country of minorities. So I think the idea of this show is just comedy is one of those things where it just diffuses a situation. Where one thing I like to think of comedy as comedy is a weapon that diffuses ignorance, basically. So by making fun of ourselves and talking about our life and what we go through, it does open up the eyes of other people or the audience watching to go, hey, like I always try to write my material in a way where, yeah, my material comes from being a Black Canadian, but I try to write it in a way where anybody who's watching the joke will relate and pull it from their perspective, where it's like, oh, I go somewhere and I see this, and if you're Italian, you go, oh, even though I'm not Black, but I wish I was. But even though I'm not Black.
That was gonna put even more. You know what I'm saying. You understand.
But I mean,
they wear track pants, I wear track pants. Come on, we're the same.
Unless you, but if the track pants and the tracksuit match, then you're like Russian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in metallic blue,
yeah,
kind of Russian.
Track pants and the jacket zipped all the way up.
all
All the way up, and you're on your fourth cig, and it's been like 3 minutes.
Always in a squatting position.
Always in a squatting position. Yeah. Also, you're Slavic now.
So I always try to write in a way where it's very universal, where it's like regardless of your background, everyone could see themselves in my position, or see themselves and like, oh yeah, we don't do that in our culture, but we do something very similar. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, so if you're in the Laval area, Montreal area, please check out the Laval Laughs Festival and the Ethnically Correct show featuring Andrew Searles, who will be closing out the show. So, I mean, welcome home, bitch.
That would be an amazing way to go on stage. Everybody, give it up for Andrew Searles. Welcome home, bitch.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
MC Mario's playing you in.
Oh my God, I'm letting you know.
All right, everybody. Everybody put your hands up.
Sun Factory 70.
Andrew's gone. He
Bonjour,
left.
Montreal, 4-5. 4-5-0-5 4 MC Mario Friday nights top 8 at 8.
Top 8 at 8.
Yo, that was Tuesday nights. Remember that in mid-90s?
Yeah.
Oh
On Mix 96.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And was it the Summer Jams or what was it?
Sun Factory.
Sun Factory.
Yeah.
I think they're like 89 right now.
Yeah, there's like 89
You're
volumes.
still making them. Wow.
Also,
that's you know you're a child of the 90s in Montreal.
Wow.
I was going to tell you that so that you don't get scared when you walk on stage, is that the stage at the Cabaret C where you're performing, it's a strip club. It was a strip club, right? So the stage is very high, and there's also smoke that comes out of it. So don't get scared when Franco says your name and it's
Just grab a pole.
Rona? Like, what is that?
Yeah. So please go check out Andrew Searles. He'll be in town, and he'll be frolicking around, also doing some other shows around town. So I mean, Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time in quarantine to talk to us.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
And yeah. So are you gonna go see him, Tom? Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Depends if I catch. Depends how much of this whiskey I got left to treat whatever's happening in my throat right now.
All right, that's great.
I'll sign copies of Sound Factory volume.
I just spat everywhere.
Bring your CD collection in the folding book there. That like
MC Mario Sun Factory side. Well, thanks for being a fan, Andrew Searles.
Oh my God, Andrew! Thank you so much. This has been fun. And
thanks, I appreciate it.
And so you can check him out at the Laval Laughs Festival. Andrew Searles, everybody.
The one and only.
Steve was impressed by Andrew.
I was. I think he's a great guy.
He's a very impressive guy.
Are
He's
you
very funny.
thinking that you thought he was like a douchebag or like?
No, I was just like, sometimes you're like, oh, okay, but then I was like,
He can't be a
Yeah.
douchebag. He
He-
cannot
you
be
know.
a douchebag. He's from Montreal, guys.
And Barbados and
he's
Jamaica.
Barbadan and fucking Jamaican.
You know, I love my jerk spices.
Oh
so.
my god.
Talking about jerk spices, did you guys know?
Oh, I thought I was supposed to cue in the ethnic song that we got. Talking about jerk spices.
No, wait. Before we talk about the
Yeah.
the ethnic song of the week, did you know that the Costco hot dog, the infamous Costco hot dog, has been $1.50 since '84?
Yes.
Since 1984.
It's
guys.
just to get you in.
That's right. It was suggested by the then, I think, president that they because they were losing.
President
they're
of
lo-
Costco or like
of
like,
Costco,
oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, well, we're losing money, like selling a hot dog and drink combo for $1.50. We need to raise the price. And the CEO told them, "Hang on, I wanna bring this up because I really want.
Yeah, can you? I need the proper quotation.
If you raise the price of the effing hot dog, I will kill you." Is what
Wow.
he told
There
them.
you go.
Figure it out.
Well, was it Costco or was it Club Price back then?
It was
Oh,
Club
this would have
Price.
been club price.
Club Price,
This
yeah.
would've been-
Yeah.
Our parents
Yeah.
still call it that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my parents still call
We'll
it.
go Club Price.
Yeah.
I'd like
I
Costco,
kind of
right?
like Club Price though.
Well,
Costco is just easy.
Mm.
But that hot dog's delicious.
Any of your grandparents call Super C Carnevale?
Super Carnaval,
Super
yes.
Carnevale.
But then they also call Costco Club Prix.
Club Prix, and there was Meyran used to be called Satellite.
That I don't know, but Maxi used to be called Steinberg.
Yeah,
I love how this, I love how
yes.
this is the thing.
Steinberg turned
Yes.
into Maxi.
Yes.
Oh,
Steinberg.
I
Just
thought it
goes
was
to
just
show you,
like
not
its
everything
own
the
thing.
Jews made stands the test of time, Steve.
Jesus.
Wow, I don't know what the hell that
Yeah,
means.
that's-
Look
Wow.
at Hollywood. Anyway,
Oh, okay. But seriously, that hot dog is delicious, and it's $1.50 with the drink,
With
right?
the drink, yeah.
yeah.
But could we just? Sorry, there's a bug floating around
We
here in the
got it.
studio. The thing is also, I think Costco has maybe some of the best fries.
But that,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
so the
easily
hot
the
dog
best
is
fries.
the hot dog is there to get you in. So you buy. You're not gonna.
But
have a hot dog
not
without
everyone
fry.
has a hot dog.
Yeah, but not everybody. But everybody who buys a hot dog tends to get a fry.
Yes and no, because if I'm in a rush, I'm just gonna get the hot dog and the drink. I'm gonna walk to my car.
Yeah,
But it's still worth it because you have to go to Costco, and if you have to go for the hot dog, might as well do some shopping while you're there.
No, but
It's like the chicken. Everybody they lose money on $5.99 chicken.
But it's so cheap, dude.
Well,
it's
you
like
know.
6 pieces with fries. But the thing is also, Steve and I have been to Costco and not gone in the store. We've just gone to the restaurant.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but that's that's not everybody. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
We
mean?
like crave the
my
hot dog.
parents
Yeah.
aren't gonna take off and go to Costco just to get a hot dog. Since they're there, they're gonna go and they're gonna. Oh, I need soy milk and
Right.
oh look, there's the Adidas shirts for fucking $9.99.
Yeah.
Might as well get one.
Yeah.
Ah, look, there's the new comforter.
As soon as you go in to Costco, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
But I mean, just to say, you're gonna if you get a hot dog, you're gonna get the fry. I hope you get the fry. The fries
Yeah.
are
The
fucking.
fries are
my
incredible.
God.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's even better? You know what's really good that they do now? They have the chicken wings that are great.
That's new. I'm not. I'm not a chicken wing eater, but like I saw it on the menu recently
Yeah.
when I went. Well, I was with you.
Yeah,
I went with
they're
you.
very good.
And also, I feel like a lot of the older people just go to Costco to get the ice cream,
Yeah,
which
the-
I don't get because I never had
the
it.
soft serve. It's
no,
really
the
good.
ice cream's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
the berries on it or something. But the pizza's good too.
No, I'm not a fan.
I didn't.
I'm not a fan of the pizza.
Yeah.
It's weird. The
No.
texture's weird. It's
No,
the,
the one that
crust.
the one that you buy that you bring home.
No, I
Oh,
know.
no,
it's the
it's
same
not
one that
bu-
they serve, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but you can change the texture by throwing it in a really nice hot oven.
I don't know.
Mm,
I
I'm not-
the
I'm
hot
gonna
dog
I'm
and
gonna have
fries.
the
Make your own
poutine.
pizza.
The poutine.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, they
poutine
know how
is
to
great.
make a poutine too.
Yeah. You know what I wish they really had? I wish they really brought back that seaweed salad. It was so good.
Oh my, that
They used
sounds
to sell
pretty.
They used to have a no, they didn't.
Yes,
a
they did.
seaweed salad.
Not at the restaurant. They used to sell it.
Ah.
But they did used to have a chicken Caesar salad.
They
And
still do it.
They still do. I don't
Yeah.
think I haven't seen it. I
I
never
think
had
so.
that
They used to have a lobster
turkey
roll.
sandwich.
It's good.
It's very
I was-
thick, though.
Okay,
It's good.
I thought it'd be better to be honest.
Mm.
And not to say it was bad, but
Anyways, that all to say, guys, is your fact of the day is that Costco hot dog has been $1.50 since 1984, which is kind of weird because it's also the name of the book by George Orwell.
oh, great book.
Did you read that book?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
that's all I have to.
Which
I never,
1984.
I never
by
saw
George Orwell.
the movie, but there's
the pig one, the talking animal one, the
No,
animated one.
That's
what?
Animal
That's
Farm.
Animal Farm.
No,
Oh, Babe.
No, god damn it.
Oh,
they
Charlotte's
made
Web.
an animated 1984 film. It was for adults.
Are you sure it's
Are you
not
sure?
Animal Farm?
Yeah, I think it might be.
What's Animal Farm?
The animals who
Anim-
take over the farm as a recreation of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh fuck!
Okay.
They did make a 1984 movie though, but I
Yeah.
never saw it.
Yeah. It was basically the Steve Jobs biopic.
What I do want to see though
Not the
is
Fassbender one.
there's that Polish show on Netflix, 1983. It's basically like
Is a prequel?
I haven't seen it yet, but
It was
looks
how
like,
they conceptualized 1984.
No, it's not.
Is
But-
there like a New
oh,
Year's
what?
party?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I
You-
want to see it.
You know what you guys need to watch?
What?
What?
There's that new video game documentary.
Pretending I'm a Superman, the Tony Hawk pro skater.
Absolutely
documentary.
not that
Oh, well, the fuck are you talking
the
about?
other one, there's like it's like a 6-part series of like defining video game moments.
Why would I want to watch that?
It's fucking
I
amazing.
would watch it. There's
Yeah, there was
plenty
one
of
about, like,
amazing moments.
about Mario and Nintendo.
Mhm.
There was one about like how
It's on
arcade-
Netflix?
Yeah.
Great.
It's really great.
Maybe you could send us the title because Tom can't remember it at snobcastpod@gmail.com.
That's snobcastpod at
know,
gmail.com.
You guys, I get a bad rap for not knowing things, and
Mhm.
I know a lot of things, and just for that, I'm gonna go figure out
Mhm.
exactly what the name of the show is, and the name of the show.
Wise, rest up.
Oh shit! Shut the fuck up, show. Can't do that. That's breaking infringements and stuff. It's called High Score,
High scores.
I didn't hear of it.
limited
Yeah.
series. So get it while it's hot.
No, I mean the limited series means it's
It means
it's,
a
it's like a mini series.
It's
Mini-
called a
Why
joke.
don't they call them miniseries anymore?
They do. HBO does.
Yeah, you
well.
want me to explain all your punchlines too?
Wow. And with that, it's time for our favorite segment of the week. Well, not really mine, but everyone else's favorite segment. You know what it is.
Everybody, let's go to Barbados.
The Hype Man's Ethnic Song of the Week.
Are we going to Barbados?
It's that time. We are not going to Barbados.
Oh, where are we going, Steve? Is it warm?
No. In fact, it's cool. Well, it depends how you look at it, actually.
Depends the time of the year.
This album art is
Well,
fucking fantastic, though. It looks like a murder scene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, they were. What's his name was really fucked up.
Who,
the singer?
I don't remember his name.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
I'm not.
So what
really-
year is this from?
This is from the 1999 album.
All right. So are we
Uh,
doing it?
Oh, well, I was going to say the album.
Oh, go ahead.
Now it's too late.
Sorry, yeah, you can.
It's Dehors Novembre. That means outside November.
That's the name of the album.
Yeah,
What's,
what's
the,
the
what's,
album?
what's the song in the back?
So the song is called Tassez-vous de là. It's a classic by Les Colocs, the local Quebec group, celebrated for very good reason. They are amazing. But today, it's a double whammy on language, okay? We got our classic French, obviously. It's from Quebec. And also, there's a segment in the chorus in Wolof, one of the languages you hear in Senegal, and I think maybe a few other countries. But in this case, the guy who was on the track was Senegalese.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Il y avait de la coke dans les yeux, il y avait de l'héros dans le sang. Il y avait tout son corps qui penchait par en avant. Il y avait le goût de vomir, il y avait envie de mourir. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait dans ce temps-là? Moi j'avais le goût de m'enfuir. Je l'ai laissé tout seul au bord de la catastrophe. Pardonne-moi, pardonne-moi, j'ai pas voulu t'abandonner dans le moment le plus rare. Je suis le lâche des lâches, pas le tough des toughs.
This is a very great song.
I remember hearing that on the radio growing up.
Oh, my God.
It sounds like the French version of "Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way," but sang in like "Tassez-vous de là." It's not like it doesn't have that kind of like motif.
So, Steve, if you want to explain what what Tassez-vous de là is slang
Yeah,
for
vaguely
like, move
though.
out of here.
Yeah, it's like get out of the way.
Get out of the way,
Vaguely,
yeah.
And it's actually a really sad song. So this is about his friend is overdosing on drugs, and he freaks out, and he leaves him, and his friend dies, and he's talking about how he wants to see his friend again, but he abandoned him in that moment, and now
Wow.
he can't anymore. All right.
This has been Snobcast, everybody.
Wow, what a damper!
but-
you know, you think with a beat like that, it would be kind of like
Oh yeah, it's all
Yeah.
like, ooh, fun, Caribbean vibes.
You
there,
know what
but,
it doesn't sound like? It doesn't sound like this. Doesn't sound like that.
That's a very good point. It's kind of
So you're saying that it's that you know the Les Colocs, are they still together?
Well, the singer commits suicide a while ago, so
Nice.
they are
So they're not
uh,
together. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow,
and-
what a great fucking track for you to choose
yeah,
today.
yeah. I mean, great track, great band.
Congratulations, it's the second wave.
Both of
Go
them.
kill yourself.
They're both great. The song, the band, but it like they together. They're also both marred by tragedy.
Shit. How did you discover their discography on your own? Like because that song used to play on the radio. I remember hearing it on the radio.
Yeah.
And when you were a kid, did you just like, oh, I like that song? Did you discover them? Like you went to like discover them more afterwards? Or
No,
like,
I would hear them a lot on the radio or Music Plus.
Music Plus,
and-
much music.
Yeah, and then later on when I had
more music, if you
Yeah, whichever you want.
and later on when I had more easier access to listening to music, I would listen to kind of more because I really like that song. It's like I've liked it since I was a kid. I like it today, so I kind of like pushed further to see what else.
What's another one of their tracks?
Well,
Just off the top of your head, that's like
PC on Y.
what to do it? Sing it.
No, I'm not gonna. I'll play it.
basically.
No, we can't do two songs in one.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
can't.
apart.
We'll probably get
Okay,
demonetized.
but I do promise you, I like that song a lot. So it is gonna come up.
Another time. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll do for two next week.
So
yeah,
when you
maybe do keep a little Quebec theme twice in a row.
when you
Cause-
had to find out when you had to find other ways of acquiring music, was that before Gaza?
No, Steve is more of a
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
Without saying anything, I had. Hey, you know what are interesting words or not real words? Napster, Kaza, LimeWire.
Oh, I don't understand what you're saying.
Was there something between Napster and,
I used
and the
BearShare.
Kaza?
I used
I
BearShare.
know, BearShare was at
There
the
was
same time as
BearShare.
LimeWire.
There was
LimeWire and FrostWire that came out at the same time.
There was
BearShare.
Morpheus.
I never saw Morpheus.
There was one called Morpheus. There was one called. There was one with a blue frog on it. What was it called?
Jesus.
I forgot.
How
that
many
one.
did you fucking need?
Jesus,
Oh
how much
my
porn did you
God.
watch?
Oh my god, you guys have fucking.
And you
no
had to
idea.
pray that it was the good porn because it could have just been like a link to nothing
Or yeah, it could have.
Or a virus.
or a virus. Yeah.
Yeah, or you download like mother and whatever the fuck.
No, not then, dude. We didn't look for step parents
No,
back
but it
then.
didn't have that, or it was just like Britney Spears.
It was 8th Street Latinas.
8th Street
8th
Latinas,
Street
and then
Latinas,
and you
classic.
open it, and somebody did a really bad job photoshopping the Olsen twins' head
Yes.
on other people,
Yes.
and you're like, what?
Yes. Even nowadays, when you Google like someone nude and the pictures come up, you're like, that's not real.
Yeah, but with the deep fakes that they do now, it's crazy.
No, but you could tell by their body. Like that's not their body.
In the deep fake.
There's a way to do it. There's a way that they
Johnny's
do it.
Listen,
well
if
versed.
you're looking for
I'm not a-
CGI fucking defects when you have your cock in your hands, that's your thing.
I don't have time. I don't have time for that. God damn it. Any closing remarks? I mean, shit.
I mean, stay off the streets because they're full of potholes.
It's true. It's a good point, Steve. Hype.
I don't know. I think I had a pretty strong statement leaving off with that with that song.
Yeah, you did.
I don't want to lose my momentum.
No,
so
you're
I'm
really
gonna hold.
You're gonna
No,
hold.
what is it?
I'm gonna stay.
Stay.
You're gonna stay.
Stay, you're gonna stay?
No problem.
No,
I
hit.
will.
No, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I will still mention that regardless of a second wave hitting here in Quebec, that the CLDV Comedy Lounge is still happening Friday, September 25th. The 7 p.m. show is sold out with social distancing. So that's we're a total of 60 people in the room. 9:30 is still available. Sébastien Bourgault, Emile Corey, Dolino, Regina Saint-Éloi, Hype Man Steve, and myself as your host. There's still some tickets available. So I mean, if you want to come out, you can
Act
come out. It's
now.
it was very safe.
I just want to point out
Yep.
that you guys are fucking great.
No, stop
Oh
it, Tom.
my
Stop.
god! You know.
Stop it. I would not put on a show if I knew it was not safe. So that's
Safety first.
safety
even.
first.
Safety first.
And I literally we almost canceled yesterday because I didn't know what was happening. But I mean, we got the okay still from the directors of the venue and everything. So I mean, let's just do it and then see what happens after.
Mm-hmm.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Searles, thank you so much for being our guest. And you can catch him at the Wild Laughs Festival, October 3rd, Ethnically Correct show at 8 p.m. A few tickets are still available. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Snobcast. You have been fantastic, and we've been great. Da